We've all heard the code. We all heard the announcement, code blue, code blue, code blue. Code blue is a universal code that signals a medical emergency. In a medical setting, all hands are on deck, or a rapid response team is running to the call. Somebody usually needs to be resuscitated from a cardiac or respiratory arrest, and CPR is performed. Did you know that close to 350,000 resuscitation attempts occurs outside the hospital each year here in the U.S.? Would you know what to do in an emergency situation? Today, I want to inform you about the importance of CPR. I have been CPR certified with the American Heart Association since 2016. I work at the State Hospital here in Meridian, Mississippi. I work with the geriatric, psychiatric, hospice, and medically needed. Medical emergencies do not happen often in my setting, but the staff and I are always prepared. Allow me to explain what CPR is and why we use it, who can perform CPR efficiently, and the procedure of performing CPR. Let me start with the fundamentals of CPR. CPR is an abbreviation for cardiopulmonary resuscitation. Cardio is related to the heart, pulmonary is related to the lungs, and resuscitation is the procedure of restoring life. Being clinically dead and biologically dead is the difference between the effectiveness of CPR. Clinical death is no heartbeat, breathing, or brain activity. But with CPR, the performer is the artificial mechanism that allows the blood to continue the flow to the vital organs. Biological death is due to the lack of oxygen to the brain, heart, and other vital organs, causing irreversible damage, rendering CPR ineffective. Time is of the essence. Without oxygen, permanent brain damage occurs after 4 minutes. Death occurs after 4 to 6 minutes after the heart has stopped. A November 2022 article about Lazarus syndrome, how a U.S. woman survived 17 hours after clinical death, written by the Jerusalem Post staff, described a phenomenon that baffled even doctors. Velma Thomas of Virginia had a heart attack in her home in 2008. She had 2 more heart attacks after she was at the hospital and was clinically dead for 17 hours. Just 10 minutes after she was taken off of life support, she woke up and asked for a son. Doctors are still not sure how it happens, but tries to explain the spontaneous return of a normal heartbeat after CPR has failed as the Lazarus syndrome. CPR is very useful in saving lives by giving the victim precious time to receive professional care from trained medical staff. Allow me to go further with who can perform CPR efficiently. While doctors, nurses, and first responders are great at what they do, they are not the only ones that can perform CPR. Anyone is capable of learning CPR. Thankfully, school teachers, coaches, and some parents have taken the initiative to learn CPR. Children, yes, children can also learn CPR efficiently. A recent study published by BMC Public Health in 2020 concluded that early CPR training for children is vital. Study shows that starting at the age of 12, with CPR training and the knowledge that majority of the children could perform CPR efficiently at the correct depth and rate. Think about how many more lives can be saved if we educate children with CPR and basic life-saving skills. Now we know the what, why, and who of CPR. Let's move on and conclude to the how-to of CPR. Bystanders with no medical background are encouraged to learn the hands-only version of CPR. With just 2 easy steps, you can literally lend a hand. According to the American Heart Association website, CPR has 2 known versions. The first one is for the healthcare providers and the ones who are trained. It includes using chest compressions and mouth-to-mouth at a ratio of 30 to 2, 30 chest compressions to 2 breaths. Hands-only CPR for the general public and bystanders include compressions only without breath. The important thing to remember is the heart pumps the blood to the brain, back to itself, and the rest of the body. That includes the vital organs. We need the flow to keep going. The 2 steps to hands-only CPR: first, call 911 or get someone else to do it. Second, push hard and fast. Chest compressions are supposed to be performed at a rate of 100 to 120 beats per minute. So how do you know how fast to go? Is by remembering the song "Staying Alive" by B.G.'s. Staying alive, staying alive. It is a good rate to remember how fast to go, also while literally keeping someone alive. With that being said, those are the key factors of CPR. In closing, performing immediate CPR doubles or even triples the chances of someone's survival. Prepared with what CPR entails, who can perform it, and the procedure for it enhances the awareness to those who might think they do not have the capability. Not all heroes wear capes or scrubs. They can be your everyday, ordinary people, or even your average middle schooler, equipped with the knowledge and confidence of 2 steps and singing along to the song Staying Alive by the Bee Gees.